Hello, my dear students. Welcome to Gradeup, India's largest online education platform. I'm Vinod Shankaran. Gradeup है सही preparation है तो सही life तो set ही है. We have been doing many different kinds of questions. PYSP भी किया और इसके पहले भी हमने 2-3 सेशंस किए. ठीक है. इसमें देखो the kind of questions asked and how to approach them. Some concepts also you will learn. यहाँ पर मैं कुछ concepts भी सीख जाएंगे और साथ साथ में कैसे क्वेश्चंस को अप्रोच करना है, किस चीज पे ध्यान देना है, उसको भी देखना है. ठीक है. The first good news is on the occasion of Holi, you have 30% plus 40% off if you take a Gradeup Super for CLAT, IELT, MSET और SLAT. ये सारे के लिए. इसके साथ में क्या होता है, लाइव कोर्सेज भी मिलते हैं और मॉक टेस्ट भी मिलता है. कोई भी बैच को कर सकता हो. यू कैन डू एनी ऑफ द बैचेस. ओके. नाउ CLAT 2021 batch has started from March 25th. The enrollments are on. Just go for a Gradeup Super subscription and that's about it. Okay, now. And you also have this if you're preparing for BHU BLAT, JAMIA, AMU, ALU, and LL.B 2021. Join this course now. This is for a crash course for BHU BLAT and JAMIA Islamia. Okay, 2021. And I'll be taking English classes, don't worry. Now, a Gradeup Super subscription comes for 18 months, 6 months, 4 months, and even 1 month. If it's a short-term course you're looking for, if you're going to prepare it for only 1 month, just take it for 1 month also. Now, let's come to the questions. Okay, read the instructions well. That is what is very important. Okay, reading the instructions well and then going to the answers. Don't be in a hurry and try to guess it. And if you think that your guess is giving you more than 3, say more than 2 options, then don't take a guess. Move on to the next question. Otherwise, you'll incur minus marking. So select the word that most closely expresses the same meaning as the word onus. Now, onus is burden or responsibility. Okay, burden is responsibility or burden or liability. Grace is, the blessings. Dignity is respect and bias is being one-sided, is bias. Now, what is the one word for this? An admission of guilt in exchange for a specific sentence. Admission of guilt in exchange for a specific sentence. Okay, I'll put you behind the bars. I say, okay, I'll accept the guilt. Okay, it's called a plea bargain. It's called a plea bargain. Okay, and what is a hung jury? When a decision has not been able to be formed within a jury, then we call it a hung jury. And what is a nolo contender? A nolo contender. Here what you say is, this means nolo must be together. A nolo contender means I don't wish to contend. I don't wish to fight. Okay, that is a plea where I say I don't wish to fight. And ipso facto is like this. You have to understand this concept a little. If the result is a direct cause of the previous action, this action resulted in B. You cannot claim any other action that happened previously B to be the cause. It's a possibility, but then C was not the cause, D was not the cause, E was not the cause. These things happened before A. If B has happened only because of A, then this is called an ipso facto result. It is called an ipso facto result. Okay, so come to the next one. The most correct sentences. Which one is the correct sentence? While there is a life, there is a hope. While there is a life, there is a hope. Okay, you can do the Hindi. If you know Hindi, तो बहुत आसान है. जब एक जीवन है, तो एक होप है. सर एक नहीं आना चाहिए. The sentence is wrong. एक नहीं आना चाहिए. Okay, while there is life, जब जीवन है तो उम्मीद भी है. एक उम्मीद नहीं है, उम्मीद भी है. तो ये दोनों में ही नहीं आना चाहिए. A is wrong. Sun rises in the east. You know that all the cosmic objects must be preceded by the. It must take the definite article. So the sun rises in the east. B is also incorrect. Now, her knowledge of medicine had been acquired under an aged Jewess. Her knowledge of medicine had been acquired under an aged Jewess. Now this sentence seems to be okay. So let us check the D. The brave soldier lost arm in the battle. Now, this is a countable noun. Arm is a countable noun. Every countable noun must be written with an article. Every countable noun must be written with an article or a determiner. So here there is no determiner, therefore this is also wrong. The answer must be C. Okay, to the next question. The judge gave the jury instructions dash in main manner because their comprehension was critical to the use. I told you the other day, whenever you are doing fill in the blanks, it is important to understand that this blank has got existence only when the other words are there. जब दूसरे शब्द हैं तभी इस ब्लैंक का कोई वजूद है, वरना इस ब्लैंक का तो वजूद ही नहीं है. ठीक है, तो what information will help you put the right word here? This, because their comprehension was critical to the use. वो अच्छी तरीके से समझेंगे तभी, ठीक है, अच्छी तरीके से समझेंगे तभी हम उनका काम बन सकता था. तो इसीलिए जज ने क्या किया, इंस्ट्रक्शन जो दिया सोच समझ कर दिया. व्हाट इज दैट वर्ड फॉर सोच समझ कर? बहुत ठहर ठहर करके अच्छी तरीके से सोच समझ के देना. इट इज डेलिबरेट. Okay, when you deliberate has got two meanings. Deliberate is doing something purposefully, and deliberate also means thinking deeply and doing very cautiously is deliberate. Okay, feeble is weak. Okay, callous is cruel, and monotonous is dull. Okay, dull and something that is not interesting, uninteresting. Okay. Then to fifth number question, which of the following sentences are incorrect? Now reading the instructions is really important. Okay, incorrect बताना है. तो incorrect बताना है तो याद रखना, advice is never a countable noun in English. English में सुझाव को हम countable noun की तरह नहीं देखते. अभी मैंने क्या बोला, काउंटेबल नाउन होगा तो आर्टिकल लिखना पड़ेगा. अनकाउंटेबल नाउन के साथ आर्टिकल नहीं लिखना, ये एन नहीं लिखना है, द लिखा जा सकता है. तो ही गेव मी एन एडवाइस नहीं हो सकता, ही गेव मी एडवाइस होना चाहिए. तो फर्स्ट इज रॉन्ग. ठीक है, लेकिन सर ये तो ए एन तब किसके साथ लिखा जाता है यार? ए एंड एन आर रिटन विद काउंटेबल सिंगुलर नाउन्स. काउंटेबल सिंगुलर नाउन्स. Okay, now this is an uncountable, so there is no question of writing a and n. So he gave me advice, but then some can be written with the uncountable, some milk, some water, uncountables. So he gave me some advice. This sentence seems to be good. Okay, now we have to say the incorrect sentence. Okay, and then there are the sceneries here are very good. The sceneries here are very good. The word scenery doesn't become plural at all. It remains a scenery only. You don't have the plural form for this. So the sentence is wrong on two counts. One is the word noun itself and the verb also. Therefore, the answer is D, because we have to say the incorrect sentences. Now, should there be a world government? Now, how do we do these statements and arguments? Okay. Now, what should we do is, what we are trying to do is evaluate the statement by giving a supporting argument here and giving a weakening argument here. This is a supporting argument and this has to be a weakening argument. But I taught you the other day that if you read this as a supporting argument, this should be a strong supporting argument. And if you read this as a weakening argument, it should be a strong weakening argument. So let us understand this particular sentence. Should there be a world government? Now, why should there be a world government? What will it do? Okay, what will it do? It first of all will will erase all the differences between nations. That is why we should be thinking of a world government. Otherwise, we should not even be thinking of a world government. The differences, ideally speaking, there will be no differences between the nations, and movement of the entry and exit, and everyone will be working for the development of the other, because the country, the entire world is one country. Okay, now it says it will help in eliminating tensions among nations. Possible? Eliminating tensions among nations. Now, even when there is a world government, it is possible that the people who make the world government may have tensions. I said ideally, this is one of the things that can happen. So one seems to be a strong argument. Second, no, this is administratively impossible. You cannot actually have one government for the entire world. For the entire world, it will not be administratively possible. So what should be the answer? It should be either one or two is strong, or we could say both of them are strong. But then when you mark C as the answer, okay, the answer given is D, but the answer should be C. Either one or two is strong. But then don't think that if one is strong, two is not strong. If two is strong, one is not strong. Here what it says is one or two are strong, or both may be strong. Always understand, when I say either X or Y, then the possibility is X and Y is a possibility. This is not an impossibility, improbability. Always keep this in mind. X or Y actually means both, and XY is possible. Okay, I'll teach that in your syllogisms class. The answer should be C, not D. Okay, neither one nor two is strong. Okay, both of them are strong arguments. Okay, come to the next one. There is no exception dash this rule. I told you in one of the classes again that prepositions are very important. So no exception to. You take an exception to something. So take an exception to the rule. Objection to, exception to, both mean the same. Similar words take similar prepositions also. Eighth question. Your story is divide dash truth. What do we write? What is the preposition we write with divide? Divide of truth. So why should we write only of? Now, a list of prepositions must be learned by rote. There is no way out. You don't escape this. Okay, we have to learn a list of prepositions, the fixed prepositions. Some words take a particular kind of preposition that you must always know, because you will at least have about 20 to 30% of the questions coming from prepositions if there are grammar questions. Then, which part contains an error? Okay, so let's read this as a whole sentence. The technician reminded the office people to do a thoroughly cleaning of the machine after each use. Okay, now let's check one by one. The technician reminded, past tense, okay, sir, no issues. Reminded whom? The office people. Okay, to do what? A thoroughly cleaning of the machine. Now the problem is cleaning is a noun, and before a noun we write an adjective, not an adverb. Okay, before a noun we can write an adjective, because an adjective will qualify a noun, an adverb will qualify everything else. Okay, an adjective will qualify a noun or a pronoun. An adverb will qualify everything else. Verb, adjective, adverb, preposition, conjunction. Okay, an adverb qualifies everything. You may not know all these concepts. Okay, but then that is the truth. Okay, so we say thorough cleaning. Ly usually is the sign of an adverb. Okay, sometimes adjectives also come with ly. Okay, see, with a noun, if you add ly, this will become adjective. With an adjective, if you add ly, this will become an adverb. So thorough is an adjective. So when I add ly to the thorough, it becomes adverb. Whereas if I say something like manly, man is a noun, and if I add ly, this will become an adjective. Okay. 10th question. Which part contains an error? It is not difficult to believe that a man who has lived in this city for a long time, he will never be at home anywhere else in the world. I said there is the concept of clauses and phrases must be very clear to everybody who is trying to do a grammar question. Okay, to the ability to identify the clauses within a sentence and the phrases, because there are only two groups of words in a sentence. एक sentence के अंदर दो groups of words होते हैं. Sentence खुद ही एक group of words है. उसके अंदर में भी दो groups of words होते हैं. One is called the clause and one is called the phrase. A clause is nothing but a mini sentence. A mini sentence. Okay, so see, it is not difficult. Okay, so we have one clause here. A man who has lived, this is a second clause. In this city for a long time, he will. See, you've already written the subject here. A man will never be at home. We don't require the subject again. So that is the error here. It is not difficult to believe that a man will never be at home anywhere else in the world. that a man will never be at home anywhere else in the world, because this you can read separately. It is difficult. Who has lived in this city for a long time? All the others are phrases. You see, this is a phrase, this is a phrase, this is also a phrase, and this is also a phrase, and this is also a phrase. Okay, now if you do not know the concept, whenever I teach you the basics, please be there in the class. I'll teach you these concepts of being able to identify the phrases and clauses, and that will take away, say, about 80% of your problems of sentence correction. Okay, C is the correct part. Then flu now is an example of the word formation process. Now words are formed in two ways: by compounding or clipping. By compounding or clipping. Clipping is taking away parts of a word from the, say, from the front or from the back. Okay, you take away some parts of the word and then some part is left. That is called clipping. When you add and make it one, say, bigger word, that becomes compounding. Okay, see, son-in-law, compound word. Notwithstanding, compound word, because we have added three words together. But influenza, okay, enza is gone, in is gone, only flu is left, influenza. Now this is called clipping and making a new word. Say maths for mathematics, say exam for examination. Okay, now these are called clipping. Okay, so the answer is clipping. And what is an acronym? Acronym is taking the tip of every word and making it short. So writing the short form. Say NASA. Now this is an acronym. What is the difference between an acronym and an abbreviation? An abbreviation could be the shorter form of the verb itself. Now look at this. Flu can be called an abbreviation, but NASA should be called an acronym. Okay, because you're taking the tip of the first letter of every word and making a say short form. That's called acronym. Then fill in the blank with the correct word. The individual against dash a claim is commenced is known as the defendant. Now again, the concept of clauses will come in handy. Okay, whether to write who or whom, it becomes very easy if you know the concept of clauses. Now clauses are nothing but mini sentences, and every mini sentence must also have a subject. Okay, every clause will have a subject and a verb. Okay, so if you do not find the subject, now who is subjective, mind you, and whom is objective. Okay, so if we do not find in any of the clauses, if one of the clauses has the verb but no subject, I will write who. If within the sentence one of the clauses, any one of the clauses has the verb, okay, but not the subject. Okay, you have the verb but do not have the subject, then I'll write who. See, look at this sentence. The individual against dash a claim is commenced is known as the defendant. So the first sentence is this: the individual is known as the defendant. Is known. Now this is the subject. Okay, but for the second one, you see, a claim is commenced. Now for is, you have the subject claim, and there are only two clauses. Now there is no use for this because there is no verb which requires a subject. Both the verbs have been given their own subjects. Both the verbs have been given their own subjects. Okay, so what is left here? Only this. We should say whom. Whom. A claim is commenced. A is the correct answer. Okay, now which one is the correct sentence here? I will inform them. I will inform them of this, and I will inform this to them, and I will inform them with this. You inform, see this the third question. Again a preposition. Inform somebody of something or about something. Okay, this is the correct way to write it. Therefore, the correct sentence is B. You inform somebody of something. Okay. Fill in the blanks with the most appropriate word. The president has given his dash to the bill. He has given his agreement. So which assent? It is this. Assent means agreement. This assent is going up, chadhai. Descent coming down, utarna. Last question is, what is the reported form of the sentence? He said, what a beautiful day. ठीक है, ये डायरेक्ट स्पीच में, इसको इनडायरेक्ट करना है, मतलब डबल कोट्स को रिमूव करना है. ठीक है, तो मतलब जैसे कि तुम जाकर किसी को बोल रहे हो कि उसने कहा हो, उसकी डायरेक्ट बातें नहीं पहुंचा रहे हो, अपने शब्दों में पहुंचा रहे हो, तो कैसे बोलोगे? ही एक्सक्लेम्ड, और व्हाट अ ब्यूटीफुल डे, तो ये तो उसके मुंह से निकला था एक्सक्लेमेशन, तुम्हारा मुंह तो जाकर के उसको बताना केवल है. So we write this sentence. He exclaimed that it was a beautiful day. There are rules to convert these types of sentences that can be taught when you join the classes. Okay, that is all for this session. Have a happy Holi Beta. And this is CLAT 2022. Okay, now join. This is a new batch and batch number 3. This is for CLAT 2022. Take a Gradeup Super subscription if you have not already done it. Now, again, sale of the month, 30% off, that is already there. And you can avail a 45% off discount together with the 30%. Okay, when you use the faculty code coupon. ये क्या है सर? faculty code coupon. हमें भी एक कूपन दिया जाता है, उसको यूज करोगे तो आपको और 45% मिल सकता है. ठीक है, सारे फैकल्टीज के पास में ये कूपन है, किसी का भी कूपन यूज कर दो. ठीक है, मेरे लिए वो विनोद लिखना पड़ेगा, बाकी सब टीचर के लिए वो बताएंगे कि कौन सा है, किसी जिसमें जो डालना है डाल देना. ठीक है, विनोद एज द कूपन कोड एंड गेट 45% ऑफ. ओके, नाउ अगेन व्हाट शुड यू डू? इफ यू लाइक द सेशन, प्लीज लाइक इट, ठोक दो, एक कमेंट भी कर दो अगर कुछ पसंद आया, नहीं पसंद आया. ठीक है, शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब. Okay, thank you all very much. See you in the next class. If you have any query and if you want to join the WhatsApp group, this is the WhatsApp group number. And for any query relating to the course, these are the numbers. Thank you all very much. Gradeup, sahi prep hai, to life set hai.